Hey, it's me, Barb from Unstuck Coaching, where I invite you to imagine your life's possibilities. As I tell you this story today, I'd love for you to think about yourself in it. And I was listening to a podcast, a bunch of people. I was at my coaching school this weekend, and people are talking about their podcasts and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, how do you find the time to do all of your work, coach your full book of clients, and get everything done? And of course, the answer is habit stacking. So I know that when I work out, I also drink water as a great way to start my day. And I read or I listen. I listen, I don't read. And lately I haven't been moving my body daily like I'd like to for at least 20 minutes. And I thought about it and I'm like, how hard is that to move my body for 20 minutes? There's two so easy ways. I have an elliptical in my house. Get on it, get going for 20 minutes, and at that point, once 20 has passed, stay on if it's pleasant, because usually it takes at least 20 minutes to get good, or at least to get not bad, but usually it's to get good. And then the other thing, I live off a very busy street, and I live on a cul-de-sac, so a really easy way to move my body is to just walk around the cul-de-sac, pretend it's a track, only it's outside, and it's so beautiful right now, this time of year here, gorgeous. If you can just dodge the cicadas that are dive bombing into my head. Don't worry about that. They're almost gone. So I'm listening to this podcast while I'm walking this morning. Didn't drink water. I was outside. Not the point. And in it, the godfather of coaching, Steve Chandler, is being interviewed, and he's talking about a client of his who states that she can't get out of bed, keeps hitting snooze, doesn't get stuff done, can't get out of bed. And the reason she can't get out of bed is from a childhood trauma, where upon kind of being pulled out of bed abruptly, she was given extremely bad news, and now she suffers, even to this day, of the trauma of not being able to get out of bed. And Steve Chandler says, I hear you. I really hear you. And I believe that what you're saying is true, that it's difficult to get out of bed because of this past trauma. Now, a fireman doesn't have an option. A fireman has to get out of bed when the alarm goes off. There's no snooze. There's no, I'll get to the fire in 10 minutes. There's no, oh, I can't. He says, what if getting out of bed is just as simple as getting out of bed? That you make a decision that you're like pretend you're a fireman. And for the next 2 weeks, between this meeting and our next meeting, every day you get out of bed when the alarm goes off like you're a fireman. And he said, I promise you that will be the end of your inability to get out of bed when the alarm goes off. And sometimes it's just as simple as deciding you're going to do it, facing whatever obstacles get in your way, and doing it anyway. Because we're hardwired to say no. But what happens to us when we say yes in spite of the fear? Needless to say, the trick, the hack, created all of this. She was able to do it, is the bottom line. I ask you to consider what is your scenario that's similar to that, because that's really what the Coaching Book Club, based on our reading as a community, The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes, is about. And we all have a thing. What would it be like when you say yes to that thing instead of no? Your life can change entirely. So give consideration to that. And if you have any questions you want to talk about it, email me, give me a call. My contact information is in the handout attached to this email. Have a great week.